From the pinnacle of affluence to the depths of despair, the tale of Rebecca Grossman is a chilling tapestry woven with threads of recklessness and grief. A prominent socialite, her life epitomized privilege and luxury. Yet, in a heartbeat, it all unraveled on a quiet California street, leaving behind an indelible stain of tragedy. 2 young lives extinguished, a community shattered, and at the heart of it all, a chilling question. Did wealth and status shield Rebecca Grossman from the full weight of justice? Her story serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the devastating consequences of reckless choices. The echoes of that fateful night continue to reverberate, sparking outrage and igniting a fierce debate about accountability and the uneven scales of justice. This is a story about privilege and pain, about the corrosive power of indifference and the enduring fight for justice when the odds are stacked against you. September 29, 2020. A date forever etched in the annals of Westlake Village, California, not for celebration, but for unbearable loss. The sun had already dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the quiet suburban streets. Families were settling in for the night, the air filled with the sounds of laughter and the comforting rhythm of everyday life. But on that fateful night, the tranquility was shattered. A speeding SUV, a reckless driver, and 2 young boys crossing the street with their family. A recipe for unimaginable horror. Mark and Jacob Iskander, ages 11 and 8, never had a chance. The impact was catastrophic, their small bodies flung through the air like rag dolls. The driver? Rebecca Grossman, her Mercedes-Benz SUV transformed into an instrument of death. Rebecca Grossman was no stranger to the finer things in life. Born into wealth and privilege, she was a fixture in the exclusive enclaves of Hidden Hills and Westlake Village. Her husband, prominent plastic surgeon Peter Grossman, further solidified their place among the elite. Charity galas, lavish parties, and a seemingly idyllic life painted a picture of success and contentment. Yet beneath the veneer of affluence, cracks began to appear. Whispers of a volatile temper and a penchant for fast living circulated among the manicured lawns and gated communities. Some dismissed it as mere gossip, the inevitable chatter that followed those who dared to live large. But on that tragic September night, the whispers turned into screams, and the dark side of privilege emerged with terrifying clarity. Justice delayed, justice denied. The trial was a media spectacle, every twist and turn dissected under the harsh glare of public scrutiny. Prosecutors argued that Grossman's actions were not merely reckless but criminal, fueled by a sense of entitlement and a blatant disregard for the safety of others. Witnesses testified to her history of speeding, painting a picture of a woman accustomed to living life in the fast lane, consequences be damned. But the defense fought back, deploying a battery of high-priced lawyers to cast doubt on the prosecution's case. They argued that the crosswalk was poorly lit, that the boys' parents were partially to blame, and that Grossman, while heartbroken over the tragedy, was not criminally liable. After weeks of testimony and legal maneuvering, the jury delivered their verdict, guilty of the lesser charge of vehicular manslaughter. The sentence? Just 34 months, a shockingly lenient punishment that sent shockwaves of outrage through the community and beyond. A community upended waves of grief and outrage. The Iskander family, their lives irrevocably shattered, was left reeling. The light of their lives, their 2 young boys, snuffed out in an instant. No amount of justice, no prison sentence could ever fill the void left by their absence. Their grief resonated throughout Westlake Village, a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of reckless driving. Protesters lined the streets, demanding accountability and decrying what they saw as a blatant miscarriage of justice. How could someone who had so carelessly taken 2 innocent lives walk away with such a lenient sentence? The outrage spread like wildfire, fueled by the perception that wealth and privilege had, once again, tipped the scales of justice. A question of accountability, reflections on privilege and justice. The Rebecca Grossman case is more than just a tragic story about a reckless driver and her victims. It's a stark reminder of the deep-seated inequities that permeate our justice system. It forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about privilege and accountability, about a system that often seems to favor the wealthy and well-connected. As Grossman serves out her sentence, the debate rages on. Was justice served, or did her wealth and status shield her from the full weight of the law? The answers are complex, nuanced, and deeply unsettling. But one thing is clear. The fight for true justice, a justice that sees no color, no class, no social standing, is far from over. We owe it to the Iskander family and to ourselves to keep fighting, to demand better, and to ensure that tragedies like this never happen again.